Game developers, take notes. Seriously, take out your pen and paper and write this down. You want to know why? Because this is how you do a sequel. You take the first game and expand upon the gameplay without turning it into something else. I'm looking at you, Activision, because if you don't try to improve the Call of Duty games, your fans are going to lose interest, then they'll go on to whatever genre is popular next. Hello everybody, I'm Pythster, and welcome to my review of what I think is the greatest video game of all time, Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door.
So the story begins with Mario receiving a letter from Princess Peach, inviting him to meet her at a shady town called Rogueport. This letter contains a mysterious map, which Peach says will lead them to a mysterious treasure. He goes and saves a Goomba named Goombella from a bunch of weird-looking creatures in tights, led by my favorite character in the game, Lord Crump. Honestly, this guy is funnier than Fawful. I don't know why, he just is. In my opinion, anyway. So Goombella becomes her first partner, and Mario shows her his map, which excites her, and she brings him to Professor Franklin, who has been researching the aforementioned mysterious treasure, which lies behind the Thousand Year Door. In order to open this door, you have to obtain the telemetric data, 7 crystal stars, which basically serve as the game's star spirit. All 3 of them go down through the Rogueport sewers and find the door itself. Mario holds up his map, and the location of the first crystal star is revealed. It is being held in Hooktail Castle, which is part of Petal Meadows. They find a blooper and discover a pipe to the place, where their adventure truly unfolds. Like the first game, there are 8 chapters and 1 prologue at the beginning. The prologue just introduces the plot and gameplay, while in each of the first 7 chapters, you basically get a partner, always complete a dungeon, fight a boss, get a crystal star, and take it back to the Thousand Year Door so that you can find out where to go next. I would go into detail about chapter 8, but there are quite a few spoilers involved, so I'll just say that it's amazing. There are 2 other subplots in the game. First of all, the Princess Peach subplot. I'd like to say that I feel like an idiot for forgetting her role in the last game. It's just that forgettable. Basically, she's been kidnapped.
What a twist!
I know, jeez. As I was saying, this time she's been kidnapped by a group called the X-Nauts, the men in tights from earlier who are also looking for the crystal stars, led by Grottos and his henchman Lord Crump and henchwoman, the 3 Shadow Sirens, a group of purple ghosts. The Peach interludes, which occur after each chapter, involve Peach forming a relationship with the main character of the X-Naut base, Tech, and uncovering Grottos' evil plan. At the end of each one, she sends an email to Mario via Tech, describing what she's uncovered. Some of the interludes are good, others kinda suck. Then there are the Bowser interludes, which involve him also looking for the crystal stars, and failing miserably at every turn. They're basically just there for comic relief. Most are just cutscenes, but in a few you actually get to play through Super Mario Bros.-esque levels. In the end, all 3 subplots connect to each other for a finale that is utterly brilliant, and it's nice to see Princess Peach help for a change. There are plenty of NPCs you have to interact with during your playthrough to progress further in the game. Unlike Dream Team, the characters in this game are multi-dimensional and make you feel like you're not completely alone in this journey. And there's this one scene at the end that really shows this. The story may sound lackluster, but that's mostly because I don't want to spoil anything. It gets really good later on. I will say though that this is one of the darker Mario games, and you'll see why if you play it. I won't go over the entirety of the gameplay, as it's basically an extension of Paper Mario's, which I've already reviewed. You still have partners, HP, FP, SP, BP, items, badges, dungeons, puzzles, etc. There might be some minor differences I forgot to mention, but frankly, I'm not a computer, I make mistakes. However, I will explain the differences. First, your partners have a health bar, finally. If they die, you'll have to fight by yourself or revive them. However, if you die, it's still game over, they can't fight by themselves. Secondly, as well as guarding against attacks for 1 less damage, you can super guard, causing the attacker to receive 1 damage and you will take none. However, it is much trickier. Once my friend mastered the super guard, and pretty much didn't need to level up at all. In fact, I think you might be able to complete the game without taking any damage at all, kinda like the Mario and Luigi games, except way harder. Third, performing stylish moves by pressing the A button at a certain time will allow your SP gauge to fill up more. Fourth, super blocks are replaced by shine sprites, which you can bring to more lovely, who will upgrade your partners in exchange for a few. Fifth is bingo, which I'll explain now. Every time you successfully complete an action command, an icon will appear next to your star gauge. If you get 3 matching icons in a row, you get to partake in bingo. 3 flowers means your FP is filled up, 3 stars means full SP, 3 mushrooms mean full HP, shine sprites mean full HP, FP, SP, and fill your stage with audience members, and poison mushrooms mean you it just halves your HP, FP, and SP. 6th and most importantly, the stage. This is one of my favorite additions. Basically, instead of your SP gauge increasing over time, you have to perform your action commands correctly, or spend one of your turns appealing. Then the audience will throw stars at you, which refills SP somehow. Occasionally, an audience member will throw something at you. Sometimes it's an item or coin, but it could be also a hazard, which means you have to press X in order to beat up that spectator. Mario, beating up angry fans since 2004. Hey, it's his 10th anniversary. Sometimes people will also jump on stage and either drop a metal thing on you or your enemy, or give one of them a status effect, often invisibility. Sometimes the background will also fall on you. The last part of this new edition are changes in the stage. After leveling up a certain amount of times, your stage will change, having different colored curtains and new stage hazards. This happens twice, and your stage will also be able to fit more audience members each time. 7th, there are 4 black chests scattered throughout Rogueport and its surrounding areas. Once you find the key and open the chest, a demonic piece of paper comes out and curses you, giving you an ability that will help you on your quests. A few of these include the paper plane and paper boat, which allow you to cross certain areas. 8th, they got rid of the spin dash, but you can use your Yoshi partner to go faster anyways, once you get him, so it doesn't matter that much. The 9th and final difference is that it's better. Yeah, I just went there. The partners, unlike the first game, have actual personalities, with my favorite Paper Mario partner of all time, Admiral Bobbery, being found in Chapter 5. Seriously, every one of these guys are awesome, even the optional partner, Miss Mouse. All of the areas in this game are designed masterfully, especially the Palace of Shadow, Riverside Station, and the main hub of the game, Rogueport. I used to call it Rugport until rather recently, and my brother called Prologue Prologue. Rogueport Sewers is awesome. Chapter 1 is subpar compared to the other areas in the game, but certainly a good chapter. Chapter 2 is awesome, Chapter 3 is awesomer, the backtracking in Chapter 4 is atrocious, but it was still good. Chapter 5 was quite the Jolly Roger. Sorry. Chapter 6 is easily my favorite, Chapter 7 is great, and Chapter 8 ranks up with some of the best climaxes in video game history. The bosses also kick gosh darn corn nuggets. Tokyo is good, albeit way too easy if you get the secret badge. Magnus von Grapple steals the show, get it? Because he's a robot, and steals metal, which is often used for robots, and he steals the show, as in robbing it. No. Okay, no more puns. Macho Grubba is great, Dupless is good but also too easy, Cortez is awesome, Smorg is also really good, Magnus von Grapple 2.0 is amazing, and I crown the final boss, spoiler alert I can't name, the greatest boss in video game history. In my first countdown, in fact, a crappy countdown. Anyways, the Thousand Year Door is enjoyable from start to finish. The soundtrack is my favorite in all of video games, some of my favorite scores being the final battle theme and Cortez's theme. The graphics are great for GameCube standards. The dialogue is serious at times and funny at others. Top all that with amazing gameplay, an amazing story, amazing level design, amazing bosses, very well designed puzzles, great enemy designs, charming and likable characters, tons of new items, moves, and badges, phenomenally effective atmosphere. Silence! Okay, fine. The point is that Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door is, as far as I'm concerned, the greatest video game of all time. I know everybody has their own opinions on which game is best, and that's just mine, but if you don't have a copy of this game, you are missing out. There truly is no game like it.
And that's why I give Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door a perfect 10 out of 10. I hope I'm pointing in the right direction.
I mean, how can I not? Sure, it's relatively easy, but like the original, that was the intention. It's supposed to be for everyone. The Thousand Year Door is my favorite video game of all time. I cannot stress that enough. And it has been for nearly a decade now. Is it because of nostalgia? Maybe a little bit, but I don't think so. I mean, plenty of other games have come close to claiming the title, like the 2 N64 Zelda games and Kirby's Return to Dreamland. But Paper Mario 2 has one thing they just don't, and it's definitely more than personal bias. It represents gaming as an industry to me. How you don't have to have the best plot or the best graphics to be a masterpiece. You just have to have a lot of heart. And a team of good programmers. This is what a sequel should be. And you know what? People agree with me. It was even more successful both financially and critically than the first game, selling a total of 2 million copies globally and receiving a 9.1 out of 10 on IGN. It was also labeled as Player's Choice and Bestseller on my copy of the game. By GameCube standards, it did really well. So now that I had so much potential and was doing so well, you'd expect the third installment to expand and improve on this already ingenious concept even further, right? Right?
There's one problem intelligent systems face though. How do you make a masterpiece like this even better? Their answer was, don't even try. I'm Pythster, and in the next episode, I'll be reviewing the third game in the Paper Mario series, Super Paper Mario. This next review is going to be really mixed.
Yes! I am invincible!